Hello and welcome to Traders Paradise with Crypto Wire. I am Kunal and we are here with Mr. Pranav Agarwal from the trading community, a person who's a blockchain expert, certified one. He's also a CFO of a multinational company in the US and a very big crypto enthusiast. We have him here for you only on Traders Paradise. Mr. Pranav Agarwal, please can you introduce your good self to our audience over here?
Hey Kunal, pleasure being here, and I think this is a great initiative by all of you, and we definitely need more of these to take the knowledge and the information and the opportunity that crypto as a concept and blockchain as a concept provides to the world and to the younger generations so that they can sort of innovate and take this forward. Telling you more about myself, I am grad. I graduated in 2008. I've been in a corporate career since and currently serving as the CFO for an Indian multinational in the US. But more importantly, my crypto journey started way back in 2013 and 2012 when we looked at doing Bitcoin mining in India. But ultimately, we sort of dropped that plan because of a regulatory gray space. But I've been trading crypto and sort of investing in crypto, mainly Bitcoin and Ethereum, actively since 2016. Did well for myself on that front, and sort of now we're looking at a lot of other developments in the crypto-related space. So happy to converse and see where we can take this conversation.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, did you hear that? 2012 and 13. Back in the day. How did you get exposed to the blockchain world, to the crypto space back in 2012-13? Do you come from a background that allowed you to be educated in that space, or how did this happen?
No, so actually I am not even an engineer. So I'm a purely business person, but I have a lot of friends at the IIMs who went to IITs and other great engineering schools. So when we're talking amongst friends, we sort of figured out that there's this new concept called Bitcoin, and it can actually be a digital gold. The problem was that there wasn't enough literature at that point as there is today. Like today, you could buy a dozen books and educate oneself on everything from the technology behind Bitcoin or crypto as a whole, or sort of, the business of Bitcoin or the use of Bitcoin.
Now, before we go there, you're sharing back in the day stories. Do you feel regretful that you were not little more earlier, or do you feel grateful that you got in at that point in time? You started trading a little bit later as well.
So the only regret I have in this space is not mining my own Bitcoin. So I've bought my own Bitcoin, but I've not mined it. And I feel if I had done that, and if we'd done that as a group, probably we'd be a lot more 100x of where we are today. But that's for another day. So yes, definitely, 100x. I think
100x.
So I feel definitely there is an opportunity even today, because to give a very brief, money as a concept is more than 2,000 years old. Bitcoin is less than 13. So you have a tremendous way forward, and it's not about what the price of Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other coin will be. It's about the concept of a decentralized currency that's not controlled by a sovereign government.
Correct.
Which is what excites us, right? So that is the winning home run shot that we are in, and we are at the infancy of that process. So getting in today is actually getting in early, not late.
Wow, guys, you hearing this? Getting it today is still early. So 10 years down the line, when somebody goes back and asks you, what were you thinking back in 2020, 21 about getting into the space and how you got in, you're going to go, hey, I watched this Traders Paradise show and I was watching Pranav Agarwal and he spoke about the same thing because he went through it. And that's amazing. That's really, truly amazing. And just one more quick bit. What was like the aha moment? Like, hey, this is my moment, I'm getting into Bitcoin.
So the aha moment for me was when actually, so it started in 2009 after the Fed sort of printing post the Lehman Brothers crisis in the US, right? But for me, the aha moment was exactly where I sort of put in the effort to read about the technology or the blockchain itself, which is an immutable public ledger. So if every transaction on the Bitcoin blockchain is available to read, review, and authenticate, then that changes the way the world works, right? Today, if you have a simple airline ticket, you have to log into the website and hope that your PNR is recognized and you get to pull up the ticket records. But imagine the potential if things like your public records, your academic records, you didn't need to give somebody a resume. You could just go online. And that's the sort of potential that blockchain and crypto gives. So that really is what changed me. And this was as recent as 2017-18. So it's not very far back. Yeah. It's only 3-4 years back. And I followed that up last year by doing a certified Bitcoin professional course and sort of getting myself that certificate to be able to understand the technology and the transactional aspects better in order to be able to take decisions on where to invest or where to trade and sort of what projects to put my money in.
Wow. And you also mentioned, you're at a very senior position and you're a professional person as well as a certified blockchain guy. Does this work, does this affect or influence your work in a day-to-day life, or you try to implement it in the real world, or you're already seeing it in the real world with where you are right now?
So we are definitely, all companies today are looking at several ways in which to participate in this space. And as a CFO, I do a lot of treasury management. So a lot of my treasury decisions on where to park our excess cash, etc., are taken at in my team. So those kind of decisions are affected by the current crypto boom, and sort of it's something people are exploring. And in fact, it's interesting because one of the reasons corporates did not participate, and why I say it's still early days, is because corporates need a depository, right? I can't have somebody come in and say this is a hardware wallet and the CEO is going to take it home tonight so that it protects the company's money. It doesn't work like that. So you need to have a depository service like we have a CDSL in India for equity. Correct. You need to have a depository service from a bank or a institution that's trusted to hold corporate treasury. And those solutions are now being created and provided by companies. And I think it's still early days. We're going to see a lot more happening in this space.
How does one, since we're on a trader show, if the trader wanted to be involved into this or get himself educated more, what would be the tools that one would want to look at?
Twitter is a great resource. Reddit is a great resource. Both of these are sort of where the community are. So everything about Web3, everything about decentralization is basically community. And if you don't follow the community, you don't know what are the new projects and you can't get in early, right? What you want to do is get in coins with a market cap of less than $1 billion. Just for comparison, Bitcoin is more or less around $1 trillion. The total market cap for crypto today is around 3 trillion. So when I say, so that is a trillion is 1,000 billion. So when I say a coin with less than $1 billion market cap, you're looking at 1,000th of Bitcoin's size.
Correct.
So you see, it has the potential to go, if not more, 10, 20, 50x, right? And it would still be a fraction of what Bitcoin's value is, but it would be a great wealth multiplier for you as a trader, or a great trading play for you as a trader in the crypto space.
Since you're so knowledgeable and you have this information and you're talking about this, would you also like to name a few that would non-financial advice, just to know what what has your attention for now?
Surely. And I'll also use this opportunity to sort of tell you how I arrive at those names, because that's, I think, more important. The names keep changing every 2-3 months because like I told you, this is a super active space. Sometimes a weekend away with my family, I come back and I'm like, what the hell happened, right? I don't know how much, so much has happened in 4 days that I feel left out. So the way I analyze this is, and I'll use the example for YGG, which is basically a coin that is backed by Andreessen Horowitz's firm A2Z. and it's VC funded. But what they're trying to do is basically, if you know Axie Infinities,
Okay.
the game.
Yeah.
So it's a web-based, basically a Web3 game, play-to-earn model. You enter into a fight with 3 Axies, which are actually NFT tokens.
Okay.
And every time you have a fight with somebody else who has their 3 Axies, if you win, you get points, quote unquote points.
Okay.
And then you can improve the power of your own Axie, and you can sort of add skills to it or attributes to it.
Okay.
And then that in turn, Axie became a phenomenon because people realized that I can sell this Axie with so much more attributes for a dollar value because it's an NFT. So it's easy to trade on an exchange, and people could trade Axies. And this company YGG then came in, and YGG effectively said, I will buy the most expensive, best Axies with the best attributes and rent them out to people who want to play for a day or two and let them enjoy the game with the best powered Axies.
And now we have an ecosystem.
And now you have an ecosystem. And now YGG has gone ahead and basically done this with 50 other games in this space. So YGG is a marketplace of tokens where you can borrow a token to go and play in a web game and basically enjoy it without investing $5,000-$10,000 in that Axie or in that token itself. And you see how and all of this is less than 9 months old. Everything is probably within 2021. So that's the kind of pace with which this is going. So that's a great coin. I think that has a lot of value. Another set of coins that have value to me are exchange coins. So if you see Binance, which is BNB, or crypto.com, which is CRO, these have immense value because unlike a economy where you're saying, I'm going to wait for this to become a real world, right? And something like Ethereum smart contracts tomorrow replaces real world contracts. That's when the value improves.
Correct.
But in the case of exchange coin like Binance or CRO, you already have the use case being played out. These are exchanges that are earning, and of course Coinbase doesn't have its own coin, but they have a stock. So you could buy the Coinbase stock. And
on the stock market.
On the stock market in the US, that's right. So it's a listed entity. And these opportunities, these exchanges are basically earning commissions of 1 to 1.5%, or even if it's 0.5% on billions of dollars of trades every day.
Wow.
And their coins are therefore going to be more valuable as more and more people come on the exchange, more and more people transact on the exchange. And effectively that coin is going to grow in value because they offer discounted fees when their coin is used instead of fiat.
Oh, wow. So it's basically the exchanges ecosystem is what you're betting on.
Right. And big exchanges are already in the market. They're sponsoring a lot of things. Crypto.com bought naming rights to a stadium and stuff like that. So you're looking, they've got advertisements on Formula 1 cars. So a lot of this activity is going to happen, and trading volumes are going to explode as more and more institutional interest comes into crypto space.
So three things over here, 3 things. You've shaken me apart. Thank you so much, Pranav, for sharing all this information. Now, being a trader's show, how does a trader benefit from so much value of information that you have and this knowledge that you have shared?
So the best way for a trader is assuming you want to trade on fundamentals, right? Because that's how I typically operate. I don't do a lot of technical price volume action analysis, but I do more of fundamental analysis. So in my fundamental analysis in the crypto space, I keep my eyes and ears open on Twitter, Reddit, even Discord for those communities which are Web3, because that's where all the chatter is. And suddenly you will feel, so there'll be important dates. So for a trader, a great way to do it is, say a game says we're launching a new phase on 3rd of January.
Yeah.
So you can take a punt today on 30th December or 25th December and say, hey, I'm going to hold this coin for 8 days and wait for 3rd of January. If it explodes, I'll make 3x. If not, I can cut losses at 20% less in any case, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So that is the sort of trade I would do, and I do, but I do it only on fundamentals. So I'm not looking at price volume actions, but you can do that on fundamentals. So you have to keep your eyes and ears open for those kind of announcements.
What are the important points to cover?
Yeah. So like I said, you should always look at the white paper of any coin that you are looking to trade in and put any real value money in. So the white paper is super important because it tells you what and how this coin is created, whether it's a DAO, whether it's blockchain, whether it's being mined, whether it was an ICO. So how was this coin created? How many? Is there a cap? What's the issuance? And then there are websites like TradingView, Glassnode, which have a lot of information, even CoinMarketCap. They will tell you which exchanges it is traded on. You can see the size of those exchanges. If it's only a P2P like a Uniswap or a PancakeSwap exchange trade DEX, which is a decentralized exchange traded coin, then you know liquidity is low, gas fees are important. So as a trader, always focus on gas fees when you're trading alts, especially small alts, because if it's not on any major exchange, you may end up paying gas fees as high as 25 or 30% if your transaction is below like $1,000, $2,000 level. And then lastly, look at the project site and look at the project chatter on Twitter, Reddit.
What people are talking about is there,
so that you know exactly.
That's a lot of valuable information, Pranav. Thank you so much. But the most important question with all this value information is, how many X is your investment?
Oh.
We don't need to know the number. We just need to know the number of X's in it.
No, it's. I'll just say that I've been blessed and have done well, and multiples don't matter in the end of the day. But yes, it keeps life comfortable, and it's essential to your day to day. So you definitely have to look at it. But my take is my advice always is that sort of be risk managed and look at your downside more than your upside. So I'm more conservative on that aspect, and I'll play to a stop loss every time I take a trading position, and I'll cut it no matter what.
So you always have like a get out level. Doesn't matter how long-term investment or a short-term investment you're doing. That is always your rule of thumb, irrespective.
That's right. Because in the crypto space, you may not always. As a trader in the crypto space, it's very important to understand that you may not know everything, since it's not a touch and feel business. So when I'm investing in a FMCG company in equities in India, I can see the market. I can see that, yes, Nestle is selling Maggi, or Colgate is selling its toothpaste, or HUL is selling its shampoo and soap.
Yeah.
But in the crypto space, you wouldn't know. If something loses flavor, it'll be out and about in 10 days time, and you would have completely lost your investment. It'll go down to zero because somebody ran away with the money, or that game changed something which took the community away, or some regulatory impact on some nation completely changed the dynamics of that coin or that blockchain. So it could be 100 of things which could affect it. And that's why, and it's not possible to know everything about all the coins you're trading. There are too many coins now.
Yeah. I get
so therefore, a stop loss is important. You have to be unemotional and cut your stop loss. Upside, it shouldn't matter. In fact, you let your winners ride, and you can...
I think I have an idea about the upside and everything else as well. You've given us a lot of value information, and the audience, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's watching, if you noted, he shared us with superb value that relates to the blockchain space, that talks about NFT and how Web 3.0 is going to change the way we function. And he also shared a few names with us. He also did mention that you need to go under $1 billion of valuation to invest into projects that can give you 20 or 30x or 40 or 50x, which also gives me an indication on that's the kind of X's this gentleman is trying to play on, which truly is amazing. correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a good hunch that I have, that this is the kind of returns that you can, as a trader, as a long-term investor, if you have your fundamentals right, you study the space, I believe you're truly very highly also educated with respect to the whole blockchain ecosystem. Your certification says a lot, your professionalism says a lot, and this is the number that we are playing around.
Absolutely, absolutely. And definitely think about it that if you take 5 positions, only one is going to hit a home run.
Okay.
And not more than that. So be prepared for a lot more events of failure, but that 20-30x will make up for those 4 missed calls. So you should be okay overall.
Wow. Now that is true value. That is a strategy. That is some structure. That is information, and that comes with some expertise. A lot of time invested into the markets. Pranav, is there anything else you'd like to have our audience know? Because at the end of the day, we're trying to educate these people with what is happening in the real world with real people, so they can understand and be better people, better informed, better decisions for themselves in their financial futures.
Sure. Just going to say that make the effort of understanding the basics. The technology is the backbone. Ultimately, these are all technology products. So you have to be able to understand and differentiate between different coins or different DAOs or whatever it is. Learn that once and it'll help you forever. Secondly is that do your own research. That's critical. Manage risk with a stop loss. That's number 3. And number 4 is, as long as it doesn't stress you out, keep doing what you're doing. You'll enjoy it. If it makes you sleep less, trade less. That's when you know you're trading too much.
So wonderfully said. If you're doing too much, do less. It's just amazing. It's just amazing the amount of knowledge you've shared with us, Mr. Pranav, today. It is truly valuable to everybody who's seeing it, to ourselves as well. I am really thankful for you to joining us over here and sharing so much value with our audience. It truly means a lot. I thank you so much. And for all of you guys, ladies and gentlemen, I request you to like, follow, and share this with everybody who needs this education, because this world is the new tomorrow. It's going to change the way we live, and these are the people, these are the role models we have coming here with us on the show, sharing this valuable information from their valuable time, just so you guys know more and make more informed decisions. Thank you, Pranav Agarwal, for being with us.
Thanks, Kunal, for having me, and thanks to the entire team. It's been a pleasure, and look forward to more interaction. Thank you so much.
We're definitely going to have more, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kunal from Traders Paradise, is a show where we're bringing such informed, awesome people to share more education with you on Crypto TV with the Crypto Wire app. So please download, and see you next week. Adios.